Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and Stranger Things Season 4 has a new sneak peek that confirms a release in 2022 with 10 whole seconds of new trailer footage from the upcoming season and plenty of clock imagery to decode. I'm gonna break this down frame by frame for all the clues, including what could be the new D&D based monster that connects everything, and it's not the monster you think. Okay, we actually open with the shot we saw back in the 11 Are You Listening teaser from May.
11, are you listening?
Which did make it seem like 11 could be back in the Hawkins lab, or maybe a flashback to her times with Dr. Brenner before the events of season 1. But then this montage of big moments from the first 3 seasons until we arrive at the new footage. Okay, so let's start with this new shot of a grandfather clock striking 12 in what appears to be a rundown attic. Now, this could be the same house as the one that Steve, Dustin, Robin, Max, Nancy, and Lucas explore in the other shot, and that is believed to be the Claremont house of Rome, Georgia, which the show's production made to look all boarded up and abandoned, to be the Creel house of Hawkins. Now, Robert Englund, the horror legend who played Freddy Krueger in the Nightmare on Elm Street series, has been confirmed in the cast this season as a guy named Victor Creel, a disturbed man who was imprisoned in a psychiatric hospital for a gruesome death in the 1950s. But I think he'll be more of a Boo Radley figure associated with this small town urban legend of killing a family member in this house, but in reality, the death was a result of a supernatural force and he received the blame. Maybe you could even look at him as what Will Byers would have become had he stayed in Hawkins and grown up as a character that people were kind of afraid of. Which brings us back to this clock. Now remember, a clock was in the tree in the Upside Down in the very first season 4 announcement in September 2019, with the chimes of a grandfather clock precisely at 12. And then a year later in October 2020, an official set photo showed the clock again with the message, "Meanwhile in the Upside Down." And then in the 11 Can You Hear Me spot, we got another close-up of a clock on the wall. Now, when it comes to clock imagery, the mind goes to time travel, maybe even the Cold War doomsday clock. But that clock in the Upside Down in the announcement clip didn't look like a grandfather clock that would have a pendulum, making me think that the chimes we heard actually came from this one in the attic. So could these two clocks be linked in that precisely at the strike of 12, twice a day, a gateway is open between them from our reality to the Upside Down through these clocks, almost like the vanishing cabinets of Harry Potter. And through this gateway back in the 50s arrived the threat, perhaps even the Demogorgon, who actually butchered the victim that Victor Creel was accused of killing. Now all we know is that the season will release sometime in 2022, but I also wonder if that stroke of 12 could also be a clue that this series might go live at midnight on New Year's 2022. Because think about it, every season is centered around a holiday. Season 1 on Thanksgiving/Christmas, Season 2 Halloween, Season 3 4th of July, and I think New Year's would be a pretty good target for Season 4, and maybe why they're playing coy just saying 2022. Another new shot shows 11 being restrained by government agents, pulled toward the back of a van. She has a new haircut with bangs, actually similar to Joyce Byers' hair. Remember, Season 3 ended with 11 leaving Hawkins with the Byers, headed apparently to California, and it's thought that this season might open with Mike visiting them, which could be why we don't see Finn Wolfhard with the others in these other shots. Now there is a third agent behind them, and the one on the right is actor Sherman Augustus playing Lieutenant Colonel Sullivan, who's described as a no-nonsense man who believes he knows how to stop the evil in Hawkins. Just when 11 thought she was out, they pull her back in. Now Matthew Modine is confirmed to return as Dr. Brenner from season 1, so maybe these are Brenner's men forcing 11 to return to Hawkins to be part of their old experimental program, because she is the ultimate weapon that they need to face the supernatural threat. But notice how she looks betrayed here. Could it be that Will sold her out, maybe feeling resentful for his ongoing psychological scarring and his residual link to the Mind Flayer? That you can take the freaks out of Hawkins, but you can't take the Hawkins out of the freaks. And Will might think that the only way to leave this curse behind is to force 11 to go back there. By the way, we here at New Rockstars, obviously we're big nerds who are always crunching the numbers, thinking about things like the YouTube algorithm, how people search for our content, just because we're really proud of what we make. We want it to reach as wide of an audience as possible. And one way that we've been helping teach ourselves more about things like that are with services like Brilliant. Thanks to Brilliant for sponsoring this video. Brilliant is an educational service that really replaces the typical lecture videos with more hands-on interactive lessons. Just a better and more fun way to learn. Brilliant has a course on algorithm design that lets you learn through these interactive exercises where you shift around blocks of code, and it gives you immediate feedback on your results. Brilliant is here to inspire people to actively play with the ideas of math and science. And the cool thing about Brilliant is that they're a great complement to passively watching educational videos. If you want to learn more with math or physics, computer science, the best way to actually learn that is to actively grapple with puzzles and problem solving. Brilliant offers masterfully designed courses that help you conquer all sorts of technical subjects. And once I'm done with this algorithm course, I'm eyeballing the search engine and cryptocurrency courses. And honestly, I could stand up to brush up on some math as well. Young people watching this, you have no idea how much you actually do need math in your life. And it's not just the basics. Brilliant has courses in applied science, number theory, quantum computing, all kinds of other STEM topics. To support this channel and learn more about Brilliant, go to brilliant.org/newrockstars and sign up for free. The first 200 people that go to that link will get 20% off the annual premium subscription. Then again, we see the group in the Creel house. Nancy, Steve, Robin, Max, Dustin, and Lucas. Notice how Dustin's hat reads thinking cap, and Lucas has a flat top, looking good. Next, Hopper. His hair is trimmed as it was from that From Russia with Love spot. He wears his winter coat, suggesting he could be on the move out of that Siberian prison camp. He's got a flamethrower, looking a lot like McCready and John Carpenter's The Thing. But look at that door. That is the same door from the prison hallway in the season 3 finale post-credit scene when the Russian guards referenced an American in one of the cells. So Hopper now might be going cell by cell to seek out the Demogorgon in this facility and put it down, or maybe put down anyone that the Demogorgon might have infected. Then there's a shot of Hawkins High School cheerleaders at a pep rally, and front and center is Grace Van Dien playing Chrissy, a new character, described as the most popular girl in school, but one who has a secret. Reports also say that she's dating a guy who is described as Steve Harrington without the heart. I don't know, maybe her deep dark secret could be that she has a thing for Robin. Then there's this overturned car on fire as Will, it looks like, approaches it. Maybe Will caused this wreck, a manifestation of his ongoing link with the Mind Flayer, whereas 11 was the carry of the earlier seasons, and now Will has these powers he doesn't feel comfortable with. I don't know, I'm just getting some Wilter Soldier vibes here. And then a shot of Steve underwater with a flashlight. Looks like he's investigating a sunken car. This could be in connection with their investigation of the Creel murder. Like if Victor Creel was a Norman Bates figure, maybe there was something where he tried to sink a car in a bog. I also fully expect there to be a Jaws jump scare here, like with the dead face popping out of the window at Steve, like the one that did to Richard Dreyfuss in that scene. Then this D&D game with 3 dice rolling, they roll past this green token. This looks like a Vecna figure. Now Vecna is a character in the game who is a powerful wizard who became a lich, which is an undead spellcaster. Now the recurring thing on this show is that the kids will use things from D&D to explain the supernatural phenomena. We had the Demogorgon, we had the Mind Flayer, and now Vecna could be the same thing. In fact, it could be what Will Byers fears he has turned into, a wizard turned into a kind of undead lich. Then this interesting shot of 11, head shaven once more, peeking through a window in that same facility from that 11 Are You Listening spot. Again, this could be part of a flashback to 11's time with Dr. Brenner, or she's back in this lab working with a new class of kids. Maybe Benner's forces are trying to force her to lead a team of young psychic warriors to battle the threats from beyond. And we end with some more ET/Goonies bike action. You see Max, Dustin, Lucas, and Lucas's sister Erica, who I really think needs to call out Lucas for riding a bike when this guy looks old enough to be driving his kids to college. These kids grow up so fast. By the way, you can support New Rockstars by checking out our merch options at newrockstarsmerch.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at EA Voss. Follow and subscribe to New Rockstars. Thanks for watching. Bye.